And joining me now via Skype from Dallas, Texas, to talk more about airlines, travel this holiday season, and maximizing your money when you fly, travel blogger Aaron Kokora is from GoCocoTravel.com. Aaron, thanks for joining us this morning.
Sure. Thank you for having me. Great to be here.
Anything that stood out from you in that United interview there that you heard?
You know, I think the big takeaway I take out of that is there's still going to be competition at the end of the day. They're still going to be competing with those smaller carriers. And I think that with the merger consolidations that are going on, especially with, obviously what's going on right now with American and U.S. Airways, I think for American and U.S. Airways to effectively compete with United and with Delta, those two huge carriers, that consolidation really did need to happen.
Okay, so Aaron, let's change gears a little bit. We are about a week from Christmas, a little more than that from New Year's. Those are two big travel holidays. Have we missed the boat if I haven't booked my travel yet?
You would think you've missed the boat, but you absolutely have not missed the boat. There are actually still a lot of great deals out there, particularly from the Washington, D.C. area, especially if you want to leave on Christmas Day. I was doing a quick scan last night, and I saw some really good deals actually to Europe, believe it or not, for $1,000, $900, which, yes, that's a lot of money, but considering you're booking just a few days in advance, it's actually not that bad, especially when you also consider that a lot of the last-minute domestic fares are, upwards of $500, $600, $700. So if you want to head south to Florida, there's some really good deals down there. I'm seeing some things $300, $400, not too bad for last minute. And I'm seeing lots of $900 to $1,000 range for last minute over to Europe.
Florida sounds pretty nice given the temperatures outside up here today. Now, one of the things that you were telling me as we were talking about this segment last night is that Europe actually is one of the things to look for in early 2014 if you want to do some traveling.
Yeah, I always say January and February are a huge sweet spot for travel. The hotel occupancies are a lot lower, so you can get some really good hotel deals. I was doing a quick scan of flights from the Washington, D.C. area to Europe, and I was seeing flights. For example, I saw a flight to Dublin on Aer Lingus, $680 round trip with tax. I saw a lot of flights to London and Paris that were around $850 to $900 round trip with tax. So if you don't mind putting up with the cold weather, I say head on over to Europe in January and February. That's by far the best time to go.
Now, Aaron, what you've sort of dedicated your site to is maximizing the travel dollars, getting the first-class experience on the coach price. What do you think is the most important thing people need to remember when they're trying to do that, or is there a mistake that people make when they're booking that maybe they can avoid?
Yeah, I actually think a huge mistake people make is they airline hop too much. Be loyal to one airline. It'll ultimately pay off. Say you're in DC and you're wanting to go to London and you find a fare that's maybe $900 round trip on United, but it's $960 round trip on American. If you've flown quite a few miles on American that year, stick with American. You may just end up getting elite status and you'll have, free checked baggage, priority seating, upgrades, and all that good stuff. So always stay loyal to an airline if you can. Okay.
Aaron, I got time for one more quick question. And, the American merger has happened. We now have 4 major carriers that handle 80% of the traffic in the U.S. You really believe that that's enough competition to keep fares under control? That there are many people that expect them to start rising now that there's one fewer major player in the marketplace.
Yeah, I think, like I said before, there's still going to be competition, especially at a lot of the larger airports. You have competition from Southwest. JetBlue is a growing presence in a lot of markets, so you're going to have that competition as well. And, at the end of the day, this carriers still need to compete with each other. So I definitely think there's still going to be competition for sure, hands down. That's what it's all about, and there's still going to be competition.
Aaron, thanks for joining us. GoCocoTravel.com. Stay with us here on News Talk. We'll be right back. We have much more after the break.